Hey everyone, Karen and I are here to test out the brand new share and review feature in the latest update of Photoshop. We think this could be a really great feature to use in our editing process. What it does is it takes a screenshot of your work, gives you a link, and you can send that to other editors or to the review team or to the admin team to take a look at your work and give you comments, all without any saving and uploading to places. So it basically helps us cut short that process a bit of refining the images. So we thought we'd test it out and show you all how it works.
Yep, absolutely. So we've both got an image up in our Photoshop, and I'll click on my screen first, and you can see here it's just it's actually a Photoshop file. So there's a bunch of layers here. So you'd be working on something similar, and let's just click over here so you can see us. Now up the top, right up here in the new Photoshop, there are two options here. So you've got share, and you've got share for review, and you've got invite to edit. Now, invite to edit is also a good option. It's not something we're covering right now because it may use up a lot of your space, but it could be something that we implement. It does mean that another editor can get in and edit your file, which is quite good. But we're going to work with share for review. So basically this provides us the option of those comments and being able to fix it. So I am going to click on share for review. Brings up this option, which is underneath Charm there. So I'm just going to move you around there, Charm. Let's put you down here.
Get my head out of the way.
Now you're down there. All right, excellent. So now we've got what it's called, the link name, who has access. So we're going to leave it on anyone with a link can comment. You can do the invite thing, but basically we're just sharing the link with the particular editors, so it makes it easier. And then click create link. Now you'll be logged in with your own Adobe access. So this is being shared from your Adobe account. And then the link that's created will be shared with the editors, and they'll be able to see it from their Adobe account. Basically anyone, even if you don't have an account, you can load up the file in the web browser and you can make changes, or you can make comments and circle things. So we're about to do that. Now this process could take a little while. So just be patient. Right, so now it has created a link which we can copy, and you can load it into your web browser. So cut that up too. All right, so it'll open the document, and it opens it flat. And then there's a space here for all the comments. Now, Charm, I am going to send you this link through the chat messages.
And there it is.
Awesome.
Wow, what a beautiful edit. I have to comment on this. As you can see, I'm logged on to my Adobe account up in the top right corner there. But I'm fairly certain if you're not logged in, there is a setting that lets you comment anyway. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
I believe so. You guys can let us know. We'll test that, but we're logged in at the moment.
This is so beautiful. Looks cold. Brr. Submit. Awesome. Now, with any luck, Karen is going to get that comment on her link.
So what will happen there is that it will not only come up on this link on the web browser. So if I just change back to my share screen, it shows up there. All right, so I have the comments. So make sure that you've got window comments set there so that you can see any comments that come through and any annotations. Now you can turn these off as well. What happens is when someone draws on your image, which Charm's about to do, as a comment, she might circle something that might need some work, that will show up on your image. It's not actually hard-coded into your image though, and it's just a comment as such that you can turn it on and off, or you can resolve. So we'll go back over to your screen, Charm.
So if there's an area on the image that needs fixing, what I can do is press this cool little pencil icon here, and we'll choose a nice bright color so that shows up in the image. the yellow looks pretty good. And what I can do is I can circle the area that needs a fix, and then you can add a little comment that then will attach itself to that area that you've drawn on. So we'll just say, fix this snow, please. Look more snowy. And we will submit that.
Excellent.
And then that comment is now attached to that area that we drew on.
Yeah, so then when I actually go back into Photoshop, and I'll share my screen, it will appear. It takes just a moment, but what will happen is it will, there we go, appear before my very eyes. And so I can go to this now and go, okay, I need to do something with the snow there, right? So I will create a new layer, and I am going to make the snow look more snowy. So I'm going to go like this and just create my brush and just like that. There we go. That's fantastic. And I'm going to say I have resolved this charm. I've fixed this. I've made it look more snowy. There we go. It is resolved. So it's moved to the resolved column, and we no longer have to worry about how unsnowy that snow looked. Isn't that amazing? Now, if we want to hide comments, so Charm, we'll just go back, and if I'll get you to do a pin, which is another way of adding a comment. So you're just pinning to a particular spot there. So if you add a pin to something, and then I'll show you on Photoshop how to hide that so it's not distracting to you as you're working.
We'll click on the pin, and perhaps we'll place that on Santa's hat.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we'll add the comment that I think this should be green. We'll submit that.
All right, excellent. And we will head back over to my Photoshop, and we'll wait for that comment to show up with the pin, and it will appear in a moment. There it is. So we've got a pin there, and so you could be working on your file and, you know, you kind of want to address that pin, but you're working on something else there. So you're not ready to resolve it just yet. You know, maybe you'll make a comment, I'll come back to this, you know, and maybe post that. But you want to hide that pin, you want to hide any circles that have been drawn on it. So you just go down to the very bottom. Oh, it's under charm, and you can't see what I am actually clicking on there, so I'm just moving her over here.
I'm just in my way.
So you go down to the bottom right there, and it says hide annotations. So we're going to click on that, and that hides any of the comments and things on the picture, so that you're not getting distracted. And then you want to come back and address that, changing that color, then you can click back on there. So that's basically how it works. The link's up the top there as well. So have that comment section open if you're working with this, so that you can see everything in real time. Super cool.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. Now, if you do, this is in beta, so if you do have any issues with it, I guess be patient. I know, Charm, you found that it was a little bit slow in the other day, and that could have been because lots of users were using it. We're not sure. But let's test it out. Maybe do a couple of test runs, see how it works.
The other thing you should know is that once you make your changes and you want the reviewer to see those, there is actually an update button within that little share and view panel.
All right, so at the moment, Charm can see the comments, and she can see anything that I've written on there, but not the actual update of the snow there, which was this additional layer that I added. So I am going to go to share for review, and click update. Now, that may take a little while to update the content as it's uploading it, so just be patient, make sure that it finishes that process, and then that should then reflect on Charm's screen. So,
yeah!
Oh, it's looking great. Look at that snow.
There's a huge improvement.
So snowy. So guys, have a try of that. We're pretty excited that this has been introduced just in time for Christmas Wish, and we think it's going to make that editing and checking process a whole lot more streamlined. So thank you. Thanks, Chum.
Thanks, guys. No worries.